Hello. Oh gosh. We're in for a goodie here tonight. Oh my. I hope you're enjoying this full moon as much as I am. I went to go live and I'm like, Mike, there is no mic. And I'm not talking about this guy who's a Michael, not a Mike, but it wasn't working. And so I've been on the phone with Babek, our producer, who's in the UK, Ayabear, who you know, who's our super moderator extraordinaire. And we have the mic working, we have the camera working. I want to welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. Of course, I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation, also chief something in the School of Mystics, and the guy who teaches you how to channel with the automatic writing experience. But tonight, I want to talk with you about. Excuse me, I got sniffles for a second. I guess that's it's what takes place when the cameras and stuff aren't working. Excuse me. All right. I want to talk with you. I want to thank you for bearing with me on that. I want to talk with you about this full moon and about everything that means, everything that feels, and everything like electronics that are a little bit, shall we say, squidgy, to say the least. If your electronics are going weird today, you are in the norm rather than the extraordinary. It is not out of the norm because we're feeling a lot of energy right now, and it's not that the full moon is causing your equipment to fail or anything of the sort, but we're energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form. And as I was reading about studies on the moon earlier today, and studies on people's health, and studies on what this does and that does, when our energy is wacky, we have a great effect on everything around us. Now, earlier today, Jessica had tasked me with recording a few short marketing videos, something that should have been, I'll put in quotes, ridiculously easy. And if this is your first time here, I only share story because we learn better as, well, energetic beings having a human experience. We learn better around the campfire. We learn better when story is told rather than being given a list. Do this, do that. The moon's going to create this. It's going to cause havoc here. You get to do this. You get to do the other thing. That's hard for us to remember. However, stories have stick to them. And they're stories we take in, we embody them, and then we share with others, and we share with others. And of course, the story morphs, but hopefully the lesson remains the same. So earlier today, I was going to record these marketing videos, and actually the room felt overwhelming. Everything felt overwhelming. Everything felt like there's no way I can get in a creative zone right now. I just need to clear space, clear house, and get all this space around me. Now, Jessica, she is my boss. She is the owner of this company. And she's looking at me and she's going, chomp, chomp, time's wasting. Baby is asleep. We get to record now. And I'm like, not in creative space, not in creative space. And she goes, well, what makes you a pro is that when you want to, you flip that switch and it's go time. And I'm going, but I feel so overwhelmed right now. And she goes, I want you to flip that switch. And I heard my little egoic Mikey come out and go, no, I don't want to flip that switch. I need to stay in the zone. I need to get things cleaned up. Everything is so out of order. And she goes, I'm not speaking to you. I'm not speaking to you as your wife. I'm speaking to you as your boss. I want you to go and shift gears. And we went out on the deck where we recorded some videos. And she threw on the camera. Actually, before that, I did what I teach in the School of Mystics. I went into prayer. I got myself grounded. And yeah, come join us Wednesday. I'll teach you how to do all this. I got myself grounded. I flipped to switch to one level. I flipped to another level. I flipped to another level. I flipped to another level. Flipped to another level. Woohoo! And now I was ready to go. So I go down just among as well as the best of us, particularly with a moon. But I can pop back like that as soon as I choose it, consciously choose it. And we had a blast. And I'm going to share more with you about that in just a little bit, because that energy, even for myself, wow, oh my gosh, wow, are we being bathed in energy right now? Now, we're not just being bathed, and sure, we get to talk about clearing, we get to talk about releasing, we get to talk about manifestation, we get to talk about so much. But I want to start. Oh, songs are coming in my head already. Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No, I'm not normally this goofy and giddy on the show. Unless maybe Dr. Michael Lennox or a few others show up, and we've got him on in a couple weeks. Um, Actually, I think I record him in 4 days, 2 days, somewhere coming up soon. All right, here's the dealio. I went into my automatic writing this morning, and it's something I can teach you live this Tuesday. I'd love to teach you how to hear from the other side, because the more that you can hear from the other side, the easier this world becomes. And that's your angels, your guides, literally your loved ones who have transitioned, your higher self. I'll teach it to you Tuesday if you'd like. So I go into automatic writing, and I want to find out about the supermoon. But what happens is, and I see a lot of love being thrown around. Joyce, we love you too. What happened is, angels showed up, guides showed up, but more importantly to that, my loved ones who transitioned over the last few years, Jack, Carla, Auntie Pua, who are my top three, they showed up. My animals who are pets or furry companions, maybe that's the best way to put it, furry wingmates, they showed up. My daughter, of course, she always shows up. My grandparents on both sides, they showed up. And it went on and on and on. And Kathleen says, please be goofy. Oh, you do not have to. I can't even keep a straight face. I look in the camera and I just crack up here tonight. And I don't know why, but I do. It's this energy. You see, we all talk about the energy of the moon. We talk about going crazy with the moon. And I'm going to get there in a bit. The term lunatic, for example. And that's real. But what we don't realize is the amount. Oh, Peaches says Rue. So Rue has his, and Ruru the rooster. If you go back a year in shows, you'll see Ruru with me everywhere. I brought. I'm gonna cry. These are his girls. His other one's a little out of reach. Oh, I love you, Susie Q, and I can't believe I can't remember the name of his other girl right now. And they're keeping space with me on the table here. So, what we don't talk about with the full moon is the amount of love being reflected back to us during this time. The amount of Rue. Somebody wrote, I love you, Rue, and I see Rue, and Rue is what comes out, and Rue is by my side. We are surrounded, and by we, let me be specific. Can I point into the camera? Will this be impolite? You, yes, it will reach out. You are being surrounded by goodness during this time. You are being surrounded. Automatic writing is 8:30 Eastern time, 5:30 Pacific time. Also recorded if you need it. And that was a question from Paulette. You are being surrounded by so much love, support, and goodness during this time. So we think of the moon as a time of upheaval, and it is that. We think of it as a chaotic time, and it is that. We think of it as all systems failing or falling apart or starting to during this time. Sure, maybe. And we get to talk about what is a supermoon and why we have four, not one, not two, not three, but four of them coming in a row. Hello, transitions. But equal, I'd almost say greater than equal, to the chaos, to the mayhem, to the tears, to the angst. There's a lot of angst with the full moon that comes up. Our loved ones step forward from the other side of the veil to help us through this time. An example, just a strange example, but it works perfectly. So I had a service animal. Her name was Sawa. And she was in my life before we started this show. Actually, before I moved to Maui. Jessica and I moved to Maui like 15 years ago. And she was very sick. She was struggling in her last year. Very happy, but struggling. And she used to go in the kitchen and go in the corner and stare at nothing. She would just stare for hours at nothing. How many of us have had loved ones at the end of their time on earth staring at nothing, or speaking to their loved ones who weren't there, or sharing stories about their father, their grandfather, their grandmother, their lost son, their whomever, who came and visited them in the middle of the night? What does that have to do with the full moon? When the energies are high, when it appears to be the moment of greatest darkness, your loved ones come in and bring the light every single time. This is not the full moon. Obviously, it's not the time of greatest darkness. It's actually the time at night of greatest lightness. And humanity has survived with this. It's the time the lights go on at night and we can actually move about. We can hunt, we can gather, we can do whatever needs to be done that has to be done at night that we couldn't take care of the rest of the month. At night, this is our opportunity. And at the same time, it is a time where things bubble up to the surface. Things feel uncomfortable. Things feel unsettled. Things feel unsafe. Things are falling apart. The tides are getting greater. The waves are crashing over. And so our loved ones are here during this time more than ever to support us. It is the easiest time, in a sense, to call on those loved ones because they're here. They are here. And so it was like they had this kumbaya circle around me. So Heiser says, my wife's grandmother was literally talking to her family literally moments before she passed. That's what's going, thank you, Heiser. That's what's going on right now for all of us. We can feel it, we can hear it, we can sense it, we can taste it, we can touch it if we get grounded, we get centered, and we pause enough. I can be giddy, I can be goofy, I can fall off my chair, I can cry. I'm going to do a lot of laughing here tonight. But I can also get very grounded and centered. That's my Grandma Kramer coming in right now. I'm like, oh, goody. And she's trying to have a talk with me during the live stream. I will bookmark that and I will get back to you. But they're here waiting. So before we talk about the effects of the supermoon and why it's a blue moon and why all of this matters and the healing that can come from this, I want you first and foremost to know how much love there is for you, how much you're supported, how much you're surrounded by goodness, how much you couldn't possibly be alone. Now more than ever, you couldn't possibly be alone. And how much they're going to help you through, I'm going to say, this transition. So there's a transition, certainly, when we go to the other side of the veil. That was Sawa in her last year of her life. She was seeing and hearing things to help her go across. Nobody goes across alone. But there are other transitions. I think it was last Wednesday's. It was a brilliant show with a channeling with Cryon. Cannot recommend it enough. And we joked about, is this Armageddon? And the conclusion is, yeah, absolutely, this is Armageddon. This is a falling away of the old, a blowing up, a burning away of the old in order to make way for the new. And at the same time, we are not going it alone. Loved ones, angels, guides, higher self, higher team, you name it, are there with us, are there by our sides. Plus, if you pay attention, chances are there's a friend who's come out of nowhere, or a friend from a long time in the past who appeared, or family members who appeared. We are being brought together at this time, at a time where the physicality, let's call it the powers that be, the whatever, big bad, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. I'm not putting you in a state of victimhood. But there's this effort to pull us apart. But at the same time, you can feel the pulse today. You can feel it right here, right now. Feel it for a moment. Feel the giant hug. Not just the hug of me, but the hug of all of us here tonight. We are being brought together. That's the energy of this supermoon. It's super because it's bringing us together, not just on this side of the veil. It's a supermoon because it is bringing us together on all sides. Now that's what's really special. So, what does this mean? It means as you feel off today, tonight, tomorrow, even into Tuesday, as things feel weird, as things feel, shall we say, out of order, do not worry. Whoa, screen's jumping around, and what am my screen doing? Did I just lose my camera and jump to another camera right now? I think I may have jumped cameras here. Well, that's interesting. Aya Bear, if you're watching this, can you call Super Bobs and have him get me back on the right camera? Because I'm looking a little bit cherry red in this camera here. Perfect. Things go weird. Things go off. We don't worry about them at all during this time. We simply call in the help that we need. That's what we do. And I'm going to press a couple buttons here and see if it's somehow it's doing weird things on the screen. Oh, okay. That's weird. I have no idea what happened. So we can either have bright. No, we won't even worry. I have no idea what's going on here. This camera has better quality. This one looks much better. Is it the pink at the red-faced camera, or is it this camera? Which camera are we going with? Okay, that's this one. And then the other one was, oh no, that doesn't have as good a quality. It does have the rest of the room bright, but I look like a little bit of a pink. There we go. We're going to go back to this one right here. This is the point. And then let's jump into the supermoon. Know that you're loved. Know that you're supported. Know that everything is. Now, somebody says, now the camera looks dead. All right. So we're going to get a vote here. I want to see what people say. Funky cameras. Are people liking me in more of my natural color here? Or are people liking me when I look like Willy Wonka, like I ate one strawberry too many? All right. So let's talk more about the supermoon. What in the world is a supermoon? And I'm sure you've already done your research. I'm sure you already know that a supermoon is a moon that is 30% brighter and 30% closer than all other full moons. It's a closer, brighter moon, which means there's more gravitas. Interesting word. There's more of a pull behind this moon. This is important to understand. And I'm feeling into this. And I guess I need to back up. Let me back up for a minute. I'm doing a bike ride across the country, 2004, a 5,000-mile, 40-day solo unsupported bike ride across the country to help students with learning disabilities and attention deficit disorder. And I get on the eastern part of Colorado. I was going from northwestern Oregon. I was on the coast there, down the west coast, through across San Francisco Bay, Salt Lake City, Wyoming, Colorado. And then I'm on the edge of leaving Colorado. It's dark at night. It'd been rainy. It was cold. There were these cracks in the highway where I had to walk my bike for 46 miles. And it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm basically crying in a wreck. And I'm freezing cold. And I had at least 1 or 2 double-length trucks. I don't know what they're called, not double-deckers, double-length trucks, almost blow me off of the highway. My headlight had conked out. It was dark, and it's raining. And I went into prayer. And I prayed for help, and I prayed for guidance. And at some point, the rains stopped. The clouds parted, or it was almost like a scene in a movie. Somebody pulled back on the curtains, and this amazing full moon shined down on me. In that moment, I lost my sense of fear of the dark for life. Gone. Completely gone. The love I felt in the moment, the anchoredness I felt in that moment, that's something special, the French, je ne sais quoi. I don't even know how to call it. I could feel that love. That's what's there for you during the full moon. Now, I like to say the sun and the moon, or Papa Sun and Mother Moon, which we can also reverse because on the other side of the veil, there is no mother, there is no father. It is all one. These are human terms that we use. But they're here to serve us. They're here to love us up. They're here to guide us on our path. And that's ultimately what the moon does. It shifts us. It guides us. It energizes us. It illuminates us. It helps us to hunt, as I was mentioning in the early, hunt at night or navigate at night. And if you're a ship and there's a full moon and it can keep you from knocking up against the rocks, oh my God, that's huge. There is so much love on so many levels, literally. Not just a time of love, not just your loved ones, but the moon and the sun, because the sun is illuminating the moon, are shining their light and shining their love on you. Now let's go into the physics. Moon, 30% closer right now. Moon, 30% brighter right now. And why is it? So that's why it's a supermoon. 30% and 30%. Make it a supermoon by definition. Now, a blue moon That's kind of just a fun folklore kind of thing, or a fun timing thing caused by our human calendar system at the moment. If you have 2 full moons in a month, that's called a blue moon. If you have 4 full moons in 3 months, in a quarter, that's called a blue moon. That's called a seasonal blue moon. So right now we have a seasonal blue moon on our hands, because it'll be August 19th when the full moon is here, which isn't the second full moon in the month, but is the fourth full moon in a 3-month period. Now, the full moon itself, as I'm recording this, is about 5 or 6 hours from now. But whether it was yesterday, today, or tomorrow, and it's 3 days that we see the full moon with this one. Actually, it's almost more like today, tomorrow, and the next day, but depending on where you are in the world. Oh my gosh, there is a pull on us right now. There's a reason. Storms are biggest during full moons, and I am very thankful that the storm did not hit Japan, and that the other storm, Ernesto, is not quite making it, might brush Newfoundland. I'm so glad there are no major storms that I'm aware of. That's not true. There are major storms, but not necessarily tidal storms hitting places right now. If you have a big hurricane, a tropical storm, or anything during a full moon, it's a big deal because of the amount the moon literally pulls with its gravity on the tides. It's like it's swishing the bowl more, which it quite literally is. And your tides are much higher than ever, particularly with a full super moon. Why? 30% closer. The closer the moon is, the more energy pulls on water and pulls on the earth. Well, guess what? It's not just the water that's sloshing. We're sloshing too, because we are water. Now, this is not a bad thing. When it comes to the planet, we look at these things and we think, well, that's bad and that's good. From a certain lens, yes. However, the tides being stirred up with that bucket swinging back and forth actually mix things up, actually help bring life to the world. What do you mean? Well, if you look at a stale, stagnant pond, ain't nothing growing in it. If it's flowing water, something magical will. And yes, the stale pond might actually have, algae growing in it, but that is not necessarily a good thing if it's out of balance. But you get my point. The sloshing can actually be a good thing. It is what we call a mixing agent. What in the world is a mixing agent? A mixing agent is what the moon is right now. A mixing agent helps stir things around and give us life. It stirs things around and gives us life. It's very important to understand right now. The mixing agent, or the moon, stirs things up, giving us new possibilities, giving us new hope, giving us new ways of doing things, new ways of understanding it, new ideas, even or especially pop to us during this special sacred time. New ideas fly to us if we can take a minute to ground. Or, again, a shameless plug, I've got Tuesday. I'd love to teach you automatic writing. If you have a process for listening, especially during this time, the moon is helping you to make powerful, positive choices and shifts in your life. However, they will also be incredibly uncomfortable typically during this time. Full moon breeds discomfort. Why, Michael? You just said it's all about love. It's all about light. Well, lunar light. Yeah, but I also mentioned it's also about lunatics. I'll get there in just a second. You see, you and I, we share something in common. We share a lot in common. In fact, technically, if you go under a quantum microscope, there is no separation between you and me. And if we dig deep enough, there is no you or me. There's only this energy. There's only this field. There's only this love. There's only a fractal holographic representation of everything inside you, inside me, which means we are the creator. We'll bookmark that for a bit. The mixing agent pulls on us because we are an energetic being, having an energetic experience in a sloshing, water-based body. We can feel this. That's why I was goofy earlier tonight. Probably will be again. If I look at you long enough, I get goofy. And it's why I was falling apart. I'm going to try not to look at the camera and think that I'm looking at you, because I know that I'm looking at you and it makes me crack up. I love you. It's why I was falling apart. That's a dramatic exaggeration, but it's why I was feeling the emotions that I was feeling before I was recording. What happens during a full moon? And I went back to NIH studies on this, and I looked at all the different studies. I looked at the summaries, the studies that were not conclusive, studies that were more conclusive. I looked at everything that I could today. Here's what I found. There is notably an increase of crimes on a full moon. There is notably an increase in strokes during a full moon. There is notably an increase in psychotic episodes. Hello, term lunatic, during full moons. There is conclusively less ability of people to sleep during a full moon. Now, it could just be that the room is brighter, but my guess is, here's my scientific, not so scientific interpretation of this. We're energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form, and when the moon is at her brightest, we can do the most work at night. So, of course, the pull on the moon is going to keep us up, even if our curtains are closed, because this is where it's almost daylight outside. In fact, if you ever lived on one of the islands, any island worldwide, you know when that full moon is out and it's reflecting off of the water, it's bright as day out there. Not colored, black and white, but it is bright as day. So by design, we are kept up during this time. What does this mean? We feel off. We feel wonky. Teresa's saying, stop it. Teresa, I can't stop making me laugh. Yes, you can. We feel weird during this time. That's good. That's great. That's awesome. Be a lunatic. Luna, moon, tick. That's you. That's me. Not the little crawly kind. Be a lunatic. Embody, embrace this energy. Understand that it all feels over the top because it's supposed to. During the time you have this was cool. I'm cleaning the desk earlier today when I'm supposed to be recording. And I'm cleaning the desk because I want some stability. And because I have way too many random things that have just found their way onto this beautiful recording studio desk. And I cleared it and they came back fast. But what happened is I was cleaning something and something tipped over. Didn't break, but it tipped over. And I said, that's it. I cannot record. Things feel too unstable right now. Now we're getting at the truth of the matter. Now we're getting to the truth of things. And somebody said, don't forget to charge your crystals. It is definitely an awesome time to take your crystals outside and let them cleared and recharged by the moon. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I am not a crystal expert because I'm going to myself, are there any crystals that you wouldn't want to do it to? But I've been told to get all my crystals outside during these times. It feels like right now, and that's what happened when something tipped over. It feels like things are going to tip over. It feels like things are going to crumble. It feels like things are going to fall apart. And they are. So what you're feeling is real. The moon is an energetic agent of change, also known as a wrecking ball. Stuff goes down. That was a technical term. Stuff goes down during a full moon. Susan says, Aya, please remind Michael to ask people to like the show. Key point. And thank you, Susan. If you click the like button, it doesn't help my ego. It's not an egoic thing here. If you click the like button, what happens is the more people that click the like button, the more the YouTube algorithm goes, oh, people are liking the show. It's hot. Let us share this out with the world. And the more people will then see it in their suggested videos, the more people will watch it. And then the more people who thumbs up, the more people who get it on their feed, the more people who will then click on it, and then the more and the more. And we get the word out to a lot of people on how we can shift our energy and do great things. So yeah, I'm completely biased. And thank you. Thank you, Susan. If we can click that like button, that is awesome. So it feels like a deck of cards is going to fall. And that's because they are. Right now, as a collective, we are holding on to the old and holding on to old ways of being, holding on to old systems, holding on to old economies, holding on to old ways of making cities, all of this. And it feels like it's going to fall. It feels like it's going to go right through our fingertips. It feels like we're not going to be able to hold on to this. And that's why I said, that's it. I can't do this. I need to ground right now. Actually, while yes, in a sense, we do get to ground, we also get to let go right now. See, the full moon energy is powerful, positive energy. That falling apart is a great thing right now. Now let's get to that little number cat. Let's get to that number 4 right now. What in the world does that have to do with things? And why did I say cat? Because I'm in Quebec at the moment. Beautiful town called Mont Tremblant, mountain right outside our door, which actually has nothing to do with the topic at the moment, but it is a beautiful place. 4 is the number of supermoons coming our way. 4 is your number of angels as well. 444 means, guess what? Your angels are by your side. 4th, hello, full moon in a 3-month period. That's an angel moon. An angel moon with wrecking ball energy, which means your angels and guides and all of the works are kicking things off right now to help things fall apart this fall. Aya said, please don't make any predictions. They're always coming true. I don't know if that's true. I claim no special abilities. Next week we'll have our Archangel Michael show. That dude's got it going on. Me? I just kind of read the news of this stuff. This fall, energetically, no matter where you are in the world, is going to have crazy energy. The universe, Mother Earth, the sun, we can call it Papa Sun, Mother Moon, however we want to call it, are pumping us up with even more energy. Solar storms at their max right now, pumping us up with energy. Full moon, we have 4, not record, but it is very unusual. 4 supermoons in a row are coming to you, if I didn't make that clear. Supermoon in August, supermoon in September, supermoon in October, supermoon in November. And one is coupled to the next, is coupled to the next, is coupled to the next, with the energy, in a sense, going up exponentially. Because we haven't, like a dog in water, been able to shake off the energy of the first one before here comes the second one, and then here comes the third one, and then here comes the fourth one. An overabundance of energy. There's a reason in the School of Mystics this month, I'm helping people figure out how to fill their tanks for the overabundance, not of fuel that's coming this fall, for the overabundance of chaos that could be coming this fall. I'm not talking about wars and stuff. Okay, there is some of that going on. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about the energy of change and how we can fill our tank so that we can handle whatever is coming our way. And what is coming our way, whether it's coming from the moon, whether it's coming from the sun, whether it's coming from other energies, this side of the veil, other side of the veil, we are being pumped up with so much energy to help things pop right now. You can feel it. Things are popping. Things are breaking down. Things are falling apart to make way for the new. This is evolutionarily a brilliant thing. It's really, really good on an individual level. I'm looking at Aditra 111. I'm looking at Heen. I'm looking at Christina. I'm looking at Bonnie. I'm looking at Rachel. On an individual level, it is exhausting. It is overwhelming. And so we get to let go into that and allow the shaking loose to continue and understand it is all here to serve us. It is all here for our spiritual evolution. It is all here to help us to get to that higher state of beingness that I and many other teachers call the upper room, or one could call it Homo spiritus, a transition from Homo sapien, which is I am as I am, I'm just a human being, to something that recognizes, realizes, embodies the energetic being that we are, embodies our creatorness, embodies our greatness. And so it's okay to be tired in the cocoon, but please let me refill your tanks. Come to the School of Mystics. It's okay to be tired in the cocoon, but recognize we are going to this Homo spiritus. We are going to this evolution of mankind. We are going from a more human version to a spirit-based version, from a 3D to a 5D to a 7D mango to a whatever we want to call it. We are in the middle of this challenge or this shift. And that's what the moon is doing right now. She's going, oh, you feel a little overwhelmed? Let me give you a little bit more. Oh, you're feeling a little bit more overwhelmed. Let me give you a little bit more. Oh, you're feeling, get it? 4 times in a row is what she's doing. Now, we can choose to duck and cover. We can choose to hide. I would much rather recommend get out into nature, join a school of mystics or whatever lights you up, learn automatic writing or any other process that you can to communicate with the other side of the veil during this time, and use this as your watershed moment for tremendous greatness. This isn't a gloom and doom time. Somebody says, Peaches, yeah, do a woohoo. Use it and do a woohoo. Absolutely. Woohoo. This isn't a time. We've got this backwards, we meaning humanity. Okay, no, you don't have this backwards. You, yes, you, there, I'm pointing. You don't have this backwards. The news has this backwards. The news is based in an old paradigm that is going to show us things the old way. Guess what? And it was said to me recently as well. We haven't blown ourselves apart, even with wars going on right now. We haven't gone to a World War III. We have gone into one nation and then attracts another nation into war and another nation into war and another nation into war and so on and so forth, because the old guard is gone. The old guard is dead. These are old gasps. And what the moon is doing, what the sun is doing with the solar flares and all of her activity, what Mother Earth is doing with her fever right now, and yes, you know about the storms, the floods, the volcanoes, on and on it goes. Sorry, Aya, I know you're experiencing the VOG tonight. All of this, yes, okay, I have to say earthquakes too. All of this, tornadoes, twisters, let's stop there, is an overabundance of energy to help humankind to make an evolutionary leap in energetichood. Leap in energetichood. Yeah. An electron leaping from one orbit or one state of beingness to another with apparently nothing in between once pumped up with enough energy. I mentioned earlier you're a fractal holographic representation of the everything of the Creator. That means you have atoms inside of you, and that means you are the atom. And you have electrons inside of you, and it means you are the electron. Look at how everything moves around in an atom. Look at how everything moves around in the solar system. It's all a holographic representation, meaning whether you look small, whether you look large, it appears infinite in all directions, a reflection or a representation of the whole. It is not the whole, but that wholeness continues all in all directions. On and on and on it goes. That's who and what you are. So if you are an electron for this purpose, and I pumped you with enough energy, you are going to jump from one state of beingness to another. If humanity is an electron and we pump it up with so much love and so much energy, it is going to pump from one state of energy to another. This is real. This takes place. It ain't just a quanta effect. We can go to the Mandela effect. We can go to the shift of humankind. We can go to how everybody is feeling right now. We can go to how nothing has occurred evolutionarily, but always revolutionarily in the existence of humanity, meaning jumping from one state to another state to another state. Peaches says, I want a leap to bearhood. Is that possible? Well, I'm a papa bear. You might be a mama bear. All of this is possible. So, this energy is a good thing. It's pumping us up for a state change. Now, the moon is also, and this is so important to understand, and this is something I had to work with today as well. The moon is a reflector. Super important to understand. You can see this, you can feel this, you can watch this in the world around you and in your own life. Very important. The moon reflects back to us what we need to see. Reflects back to us. So years ago, another brief story. Living in Boulder, Colorado, I love to run around at night in Boulder, Colorado, particularly by NCAR, National Center for Atmospheric Research, which was just above my home. And I love to run around there on the full moon and take pictures of the full moon with trees, with rock formations, with cliffs, you name it, and make this connection between heaven and earth. Well, I would go up to NCAR, National Center Atmospheric Research, and there would be guys and women too, there with like $10,000 lenses. Some of them with probably, my guess is like $100,000, like basically a telescope attached to their camera to take pictures from the higher elevation of the full moon. And I'd be clicking away, taking pictures, until suddenly I would feel sick, suddenly feel awful. Suddenly I would feel angry or dizzy or worse. And every single time I would have to get out of there. Not to mention I felt regret, I felt nauseous, I felt, oh, you name it. I had to get out of there because I had soaked up as much of the energy as I could from the moon, which is the moon reflecting everything inside of me right back at me. Everything I needed to face, everything I needed to feel, everything that had to come up from under the surface comes up during a full moon, and especially a supermoon. So earlier today, I'm going, clutter. I'm so overwhelmed. Guess what? It's real. It's real. I got some stuff I get to work on. And it was being amplified. And it's not that I'm not working on it. I'm continuously working on it. But I get to work on it, that electronic state change at that higher level. It's being amplified at this time so I can see it more clearly. Somebody said, what do you do for nausea? Get grounded. Somebody said, nauseous bear. Yes, absolutely. Get grounded. Get yourself on the earth. Get some water in you. Get yourself in salt water. Baths, Epsom salt baths, showers, anything to do with the water can help calm your nervous system during this time. But the energy won't stop until we do the work. What does that mean? Keep a journal handy. Keep a journal handy tonight. Write things down if you wake up. Keep a journal handy tomorrow. Anything throughout the day, keep a journal the next day. This is all full moon energy. Anything that comes up, and yes, please do not stare at the moon for a very long period of time, not because it's going to hurt your eyes, but because you're going to freak out and jump out of your skin. This is a very powerful moon. And we got 3 more super powerful ones coming. What she's going to do is help teach us about ourselves. These are the old goody moments. So I can look at what was going on earlier today, and I can go, oh, I'm supposed to be a teacher. I'm supposed to be at this. I've got my School of Mystics. I got automatic writing. What is wrong with you? Are you not drinking? Not that. No, cancel, clear, release. Are you not practicing what you preach? No, I am, but I'm being aware that there's an abundance of energy right now, and I'm being aware, of the wounds that even or especially I. Let me check. Have a pulse. Yep, still human. Let me work on the wounds that are coming up right now in order to be cleared, or let me work on the things that really get to be addressed that I was trying to sweep under the carpet. It's not just wounds. What are you sweeping under the carpet? What have you not wanted to deal with? What have you said, I'm going to leave that for another day? Guess what? Those things come back with a vengeance. Say, here is Johnny during a full moon, particularly a supermoon. So somebody was mentioning Quebec. Let me see if I can see that comment real briefly here. Hey, Michael, the superfluous moon will peak tomorrow at 2:25 p.m. in Quebec. Just wanted you to know, may all beings in love. It's coming up, I believe it's actually 2:25 a.m., but I could be totally wrong about that. And that's okay. But yes, the full moon is peaking. And between now and when it finishes, and somebody will let me know if it's AM or PM, before it finishes, so much stuff will have been brought up to the surface to be looked at, to be examined. This is awesome. So she's going to reflect back to us what gets to be worked on, and she is going to reflect back to us not just what gets to be worked on. Yeah, so we've got here Allison saying, I released myself from my biggest resistance a week ago. Awesome, perfect, amazing. She gets to reflect back to us as well. Our hopes, our dreams, our desires. So I woke up this morning, and what did I do? And I woke up, Dr. Google says 2 p.m., not a.m. Perfectly. That's perfect. That's even better. Why? it gives us more time to bathe in this energy. 226 says Susan Slight. I got my AM PM reversed. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone. What am I examining? Somebody just said. Oh, goody. Well, we've got a whole plan on how we're shifting our business, how we can take this and help so many more people. We've got a whole plan on where we get to live and what that gets to look like, and our family. On and on it goes. We've got all of these different plans that I woke up this morning and I kicked back in bed and I laid with each of these things. And last night before I went to bed, and I highly encourage you to do this, I took inventory of everything that's going on in our lives that I get to reassemble at a higher level. And I gave them to the universe to help reassemble them at a higher level. And the universe works overnight to put things together for us. And yes, certainly, somebody's mentioning you can come to our automatic writing class on Tuesday, and I'm going to help you communicate with the other side of the veil to make it easier for your angels and guides and higher self to reassemble things for you. So that's what I was doing before bed last night. That's what I did when I woke this morning. The moon will reflect back to you your hopes, your dreams, and desires. So it is the time to focus more on your hopes and dreams and desires. Tomorrow, Jessica and I will be holding ceremony on this as well. Now, ironically, we're going to be using, or not so ironically, a moonstone. Hello. For ceremony tomorrow. How does it get any better than this? It's really cool how this stuff works. And we're going to express our hopes, our dreams, and our desires, and the most important things for us. And we're going to release them to that full moon, to that supermoon. So it's really cool, the timing that we had the Lionsgate this month. And now we have a series of full moons. And there's all sorts of other astrological phenomenon going on too. That's why we're having Dr. Michael Lennox back on the show in just another week or two. Plus we've got an equinox coming up, and on it goes with portal after portal after portal. This overabundance of energy is not just to get the things out that are under the carpet, but to get the things out that are stuck on our heart in a good way. But by stuck, meaning that we haven't faced and haven't said, well, this is what I truly want. This is where I truly need to be. This is what will make me happy. And I've pushed that under the carpet too. When you talk about manifestation, now is such an incredibly powerful time. Why do you say that? Well, we can't even sleep. Cancel, clear, release. I may hope you may have the sweetest sleep tonight. But if you find yourself awake, that's awesome. When you find yourself awake, party. What do you mean, Michael? I mean, you can, I wouldn't necessarily get out of bed, but put out there what you want. Take inventory of what you want. Somebody just said alignment bear. I'm loving this. I'm loving the bears. Put out there what you want. You're in bed going, I could really use more money. Awesome. I put that out there. I would love to see myself having enough money that I just don't stress on a daily basis. Or I can take that trip to my family that I've always wanted to. Or I can jump from one career to another, or whatever it is. Put it out there. Play with it at this time. Life's too serious to take seriously. Seriously. Put it out there during this time, because this is the amplifier of amplifiers. It's going to ratchet up once. It's going to ratchet up twice. It's going to ratchet up 3 times. So Jay Rogers says, I like to meditate when I sleep. I love it, and gets a lot of downloads during that time. That's perfect. Beaches, Money Bear, perfect. Yes. That's what we get to do. It means we get to know what or where we want to hitch our horses. What's that mean? Well, there's an energy in town. There's a new sheriff in town, Sheriff Moon. And Sheriff Moon has a lot of power. So why don't we hitch our horses to Sheriff Moon and let Sheriff Moon catch us? What would be a female sheriff as well? Let the let the moon pull us down the road. We don't need specifics. We don't need exact details. I'm going to take questions in just a few minutes. We don't need to know, well, it's got to be exactly this job. It's got to be this, exactly this career, exactly this profession. The Lionsgate blew all that away. As the Lionsgate is the energy of the or something better. 8 are the angel number of or something better. I mean, you put out there what you want, but you allow for something more. I have a little bit of a full inbox challenge. And thank you, everybody, for your mail and your fan mail. And I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you, and I love you. My inbox earlier today, hit, yes, 18,888 unread emails. 18,888. Oh my gosh, how does it get any better than this? It's like people bringing up giant bags of mail at your door. Now it's email, and I love you. I love you. I love you. Um, but those eights, one is alignment, and I'm sure you've been seeing lots of 111s and 1111. That means you're on track. You're on track. You're where you're supposed to be. But then 8888 or any combination of eights, that means or something better is coming your way. So I'll share more with people in the School of Mystics on Wednesday. I'll leave that outside of the scope for tonight. But we were trying to get this most beautiful house, but we weren't rushing it. We weren't pushing it. We weren't fighting for it. And we put in an offer. It didn't work out, but it did. It made room, even though it was incredibly beautiful, it made room for something even better. I don't pretend to know what that is. My egoic mind says there's not a chance of something being even better. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But that's the energy we're in right now. You don't have to have the details. In fact, my angels and guides in automatic writing, probably be your angels and guides too, say the details are none of your damn business. Because we get lost in the details. But we put out there at this time the generalities. Helen's been saying, I've been seeing 88888 like 5 times a day. Exactly. That's perfect, Helen. Put out there what you want, and you allow for something even better. That's what you get to do, especially during this time. So it is incredibly beneficial during this time. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you desire. And please, do not focus because it's an amplifier. Do not focus on what you do not want. Heal it, clear it, release it. Go to automatic writing, write about it with your angels and guides, have them take care of it for you. Yes, Tuesday, shameless plug, love it, changed our lives, live class. But do not focus on or take ownership of anything, especially during this time, that does not serve you. If you need to look at the news, and I call it the negative worthless stimulation, do what I do if I check it. Before a live event, I always check it. Do you know how long I check it for? Today, it might have been close to 30 seconds, but I actually ended up on some science stories, particularly a science story that Mark Hewitt had been talking with me about, dear friend, and who had been talking with me about this material now, this, I'm going to call it nanomaterial. We can call it spray paint. And that is such a dumbing down of a miracle substance where they've actually found that you can basically paint a light sensitive material onto things, basically paint solar panels onto things and generate energy. Hello. They're working to get it a little bit more stable. It sounds like scientists have done this or are able to do this. It's going to revolutionize energy for everyone on the planet. Revolutionize energy for everyone on the planet. And it's here. It's not a hoax. It's not something that's in any state of going to go away or big bad ooga booga is going to take place and that this technology will be taken away from us. No, it's here. It is here. So when I scanned through the news, though, I focused on that rather than focusing on the drama, the trauma, the wars, the this, the that, the other thing. They're there. Okay, took note. 10 seconds or less. And then I focused on what I wanted to see. I focused on the new world that I wanted to see. I focused on all the goodness, on all the greatness, on all the possibilities. Because right now, more than ever, is a time of amplification. So it is incredibly, it's a period where it is easy to be jumbled, easy to be nauseous, easy to be sick, off, dizzy. Oh my gosh. But it's also a time where you can be at greatest level of giddiness, at a greatest level of woohoo-idness, because it's an amplifier and because we can focus on, yes, Dharma, energy is real. And you, Dharma, all of us, we are energy. Focus on that future, that possibility, that everything that we want, and that will be here too. amplified. So yeah, I've got the School of Mystics. Come join us this fall. No, not this fall. Come join us this Wednesday. Hello. Because I'm refilling your tanks right now. Next week, I'm going to do a massive clearing on you. But I'm refilling our tanks right now for the abundance of energy that's coming our way this fall so that we can focus on being in the light. That's where you make the most massive change. That is no literal, that is metaphorical, that is physical. Tonight under the moon, tomorrow night under the moon, we are in the light. Woohoo! And how does it get any better than this? So put out there and focus on it this time, only and especially what you do want. Oh my gosh, that home didn't work out. Believe me, it didn't feel that comfortable. But you know what I said? Oh, goody. I'm working on our business right now. I'm working on our family right now. I'm working on things right now that are so far beyond a simple yet beautiful brick and mortar house. Yes, important, but are so far beyond that. That's where I want you to place your attention. That's where I want you to place your awareness. That's where I want you to live. I think it was Thoreau who said, build those castles in the sky that's firmly where they belong. Maybe I'm paraphrasing. Build those castles in the sky that's firmly where they belong. So please, if there's one thing, and then I'm going to go into questions here. Oh, wait. There are a few more notes that I get to cover. Oh my gosh. Then we're going to go into castles. Questions. Almost didn't see that. Build your castles in the sky. It's firmly where they belong. So let's wrap this up. That's what my notes have. Let's wrap this up, then let's get into questions. It means A, see what's on your mind and your heart at this time. See what's on your mind and your heart. Do not judge yourself. Do not get down on yourself. Do not pick on yourself, even or especially if you're acting like a lunatic, because that is simply shaking off the energy that doesn't serve you. Then put it on your heart to get clear. Oh, first, do not. So note what's on your heart and mind. Do not judge yourself, and then get very clear on what you want for yourself, what you want for your family, what you want for all of humanity. And then realize this period is here to serve you, to help to give that to you. And B, last but not least, be extra kind and loving and gentle to yourself. Because when we're planning and scheming and dreaming, it is very easy to go, why don't I have this yet? Why haven't I done that yet? Why haven't I? And actually turn something beautiful in this case into something negative, where we're beating on ourselves. Don't beat on yourself. That home didn't work out. I sat there that evening going, first in the afternoon, I went, ow. Then I stepped back from it. Then in the evening, I went, ow. And then I stepped back from it and had a beautiful talk with Mark Hewitt as well. And I'm like, awesome. Uncomfortable, but something awesome is coming out of it. Don't stay in the energy of focusing on what you do not want at this point more than anything else. So crazy important. Somebody's mentioning 777 thumbs up. How does it get any better than this? 7 is the number of blessings. 7's the number of blessings. So yeah, if you haven't thumbed up it yet, thumbs up it, because it'll be shared out to more and more people. 7 is the number of blessings. How does it get any better than this? I'll leave it on this note. This is a time of blessings. This is a time of beauty. This is a time of amazing transformation and change at the highest level. So you focus on the blessings, you focus on the beauty, and don't let anything take you off of that. If you had to check out the news, I get it. Get the heck off of it, though, and get to the internal news, go to the higher level news, go to the positive stories, do whatever you can, but do not take your eyes off of the prize. That is your shift, that is my shift, that is all of our shift, to a higher level for your highest good, for my highest good, or something even better. So I'm going to drink some water here. Then let us open it up to questions and see where we go from here. And yes, you can certainly use the nighttime. Hello. Plant those intentions. Go to bed thinking about what you want. Allow the moon to reassemble them for you. Wake up in the morning. Set your intentions. Hang out in bed for a few minutes of thinking, imagining, feeling about what you want for the future, and allow the moon energy and the whole universe to accept that for you as well. All right, let's take a sip of water here. And let's get into some questions. Orville Nation donated $5 to save the children. Woohoo! Mariandra Corkeru joined the Backstage Pass. We have been stutter-steppy on getting out our videos in the Backstage Pass with the internet on our phones here in Canada, which we're still working on fully getting under control, but I did get up a new Backstage Pass video today. That's the link down below where you have lots of information about all the good stuff that we're doing, all the learnings we're going through, all the challenges we have as well. Carla joined as well. Carla, I love you. Love you, everyone. All right. Jack Grimaldi. Michael, do people you don't want to speak with ever show up? Do people I don't want to speak with ever show up? I've heard that can happen. I'm not sure if that means for the show or if that means in life, but we always have interesting experiences. It's the energy that we bring to it. Heck, I didn't have a traffic citation in 15 or 20 years. This is my first traffic citation in 15 or 20 years, which happened on the day that I expected magic to happen, would be told that was magic would happen, and would be told, and was the day we found out about the house. And I was told by the officer, and I have to look on Google. There's a way on Google that I can track my phone and see what speed it did. And I need to track that and check. Because I was told by the officer, and he pulled me over, and I stopped, and he said, well, you did a very good American stop. Apparently that is not a good enough stop. And be that as it may, that was not necessarily that I wanted somebody I wanted to speak to under that circumstance. But guess what? I sent love. He smiled. I smiled. It's the best we can do. He said it was the most, it said in all of his years of in law enforcement, he'd never seen a smile like mine on my driver's license. And that was the whole point, is can I make somebody smile, even if I don't necessarily want to invite them into my life, but that is what is meant for me. Can I make them smile? So people showing up who you don't want to show up, make them smile. Help them to smile. Then feel for exit stage right, stage left, or anywhere else in between. Rabina asked, do you plan on moving back to Colorado? Rabina, I looked into it a little bit for this fall. That was originally our plans. We still have our life possessions there because we left due to forest fire 3 or 4 years ago now. 4 years ago. And my guess is during this time period in life, A, we want to stay close to family on the East Coast, and B, we are definitely concerned with wildfire and more particularly smoke because Jessica gets so sick from it. So while I put it out there on the table for us to go back this fall, my guess is we will not be going back out there at least this fall. DRTM donated $5 to save the children. How does it get any better than this? And Miss Ashley Middleton also joined the Backstage Pass. More motivation to get out even more videos and even more goodness to you. And Jessica went nuts today, and she got us going a new fuzzy little lapel mic and all sorts of other technology to help us to make these even better Backstage Pass videos. So stay tuned. Peaches, what is your biggest tip about the moon? Peaches, I can't hold it to 1. I hold it to 3. 1, love yourself up no matter what. 2, allow anything that comes up to come up and look at it, observe it, see what you can clear, see what you can release, see what you can let go of. 3, focus on with all of your heart, soul, and might on exactly what you do want. I don't know what I want. Oh, no, yes, you do. Yes, you do, Peaches. Yes, we all do. We know what we want. I want love. I want peace. I want happiness. I want health. I want abundance. I want to make a difference. I want to feel worthy. And on it goes. Be honest about what you want. Put that out there to the universe during this time. Lots of love, Peaches. Sylvia, I would love to ask Michael about automatic writing. I'm not sure about it. Can you still do it when you're on medication, or is it not my mind playing tricks? Sylvia, you can absolutely still do it when you're on medication. Now, the only thing contrary is it can be challenging if you have psychotic breaks, or if you have a very serious bipolar condition. We tread lightly, because there becomes a trust factor in what we hear. But even there, you can tread lightly, listen carefully, and really super sleuth, how does this feel? Because even under any of those conditions, and I put that in quotes, conditions, because any shaman will tell you that's just stuck energy and that can be worked with. It's outside of the scope of what I would do here this evening, but you can go to a shaman and work with that. But even in those circumstances, you can feel when something is good, loving. You can feel when something is not so loving. And the energy of automatic writing is always and only a loving, supporting, hug-like feeling, even if you're getting strong answers, even if you're getting strong messages. And yes, for everyone here, we have a class Tuesday night. I'll teach you how to do this and teach you it's not, automatic writing is not a Ouija board. What is a Ouija board? Well, we know, we've seen in the movie a Ouija board. I call the Ouija board a butterfly net, where we go and put a butterfly net out to the to the energetic ethos of everything. And we say, what can I catch here tonight? What kind of spirit can I catch? Doesn't matter if it's a good spirit, if it's a bad spirit, if it's a lost spirit, if it's a confused spirit, if it's a malevolent spirit. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to catch something. Don't do this. I recommend against doing this. I do not personally have any experience with this, because from what I've heard, you can attract some very interesting juju into your life, and you probably don't need that juju. Automatic writing, you put yourself in this bubble. I can put you in it too, this beautiful bubble of love and light. I've been working with Hana Bear. She came into this world so incredible on so many levels, and she came in suspicious of people until she learns about them, until she gets to know them. And so out on the trails and things, she's joyous, she's amazing, she's incredible. And yet, if there are people nearby, she's going to stick right by your side. And I get it, and that's okay. And at the same time, I teach her how to put this bubble of love and light around her so she can be even more confident and safe. And so I help put you in this bubble of love and light. And then I help you set that intention so that when you put out that net, and it ain't a butterfly net, only the highest level intelligence, only the most loving being, soul, spirit, you name it, can possibly connect with you, only if it's for your highest good or the highest good of all. That can be done, Sylvia, for just about anyone, even or especially if you're on medication. Again, those two things. If you're struggling with psychotic breaks, that can make it challenging. If you're struggling with going back and forth radically and bipolar, that can make it challenging. But other than that, we can help you on so many levels with automatic writing. You'll learn Tuesday. Because I say the writing is not about the writing, Sylvia. Actually, I had to pull back my book, The Automatic Writing Experience, from the editor at the last moment, going into COVID, before we left our home in Colorado, just as the fires come into town. I had to pull the book back, because what I got out of my automatic writing was the writing's not about the writing. What does that mean? It's about the energy. The FDA would not like it if I say I could heal anything. So I do not heal anything. Automatic writing does not heal anything. And as all the lawyers in the fine print would say, individual results vary individually, blah, 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 blah. However, energetically, you can shift yourself so dramatically by bathing in the energy of automatic writing. You can lift that veil. You can lift that heaviness, that darkness, that cloak that is on so many of us by going into automatic writing, even before you get the words. You go supra words, you go above the words, you go to this energetic level where you can't help but shift. Aya Bear can attest to this, and not because I'm paying her. When she finally got into the automatic writing, everything shifted from her, and she became this super moderator extraordinaire. When she was ready, she actually called us up and said, hey, can I do this? And then called us up and say, hey, how about me moderating for the School of Mystics? As she bathed in these waters, and it shifted her energy. And it can do the same for you. And so it can help you to overcome any challenge that you're going through. It can help you on a physiological, psychological. Again, I am not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. But it can help you. I'm not saying it cures anything. But you're an energetic being having an energetic experience. So if we can attune you to a higher vibrational field, hello, you're going to get in sync with that. And it can make a dramatic impact on your life and on your well-being and your livelihood, and on it goes. So send you so much love, Sylvia. Jay Rogers. Wow, this is a brilliant question. Tell us about the first time you spoke with Archangel Michael, please. Can we channel this energy for manifestation and automatic writing? Jay Rogers, the interesting thing is So if you come, for instance, Tuesday to automatic writing, I always teach going to 4 angels at once. And you can go to whomever or whatever you want. But I'm an archangel guy, as you know. And so I go to Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. That's where I start. Sandalphon tends to tag along for the ride on occasion. In fact, he just wrote to me for the first time this week in a very long time. I'll be in the middle of my automatic writing, and all of a sudden, I'll see on the screen, and I hadn't typed a word. Hi. And that's Sandalphon. But they tend to come into the group, and it's hard to identify one versus another in the beginning, and it's not necessary. And these are anthropomorphic representations of the everything. In other words, we put names on them. They are who they are, but we put names on these energies, on these higher dimensional beings that appear to us to be super dimensional. They appear to be the most amazing beings because, well, they are. And so we give them these names. And Archangel Michael is like the top of the food chain. It takes a while, though, typically, not always, for them to come to us by name. Archangel Michael didn't start coming in by name until first my guardian angel came through. And once my guardian angel started coming through, Maximilian or Max, now, and he's a lion, he has a roar. Now it made way for the other angels to start showing themselves. I don't remember the first specific time where it was just Archangel Michael. And it made me nervous when I first started going to it because Jessica asked me, coerced. She said, we need to hear from Archangel Michael about X, Y, or Z. And I'm like, okay, I've been doing this long enough. Let me write to him. And he's like, hello. And Archangel Michael, we personify and see a male, although he can also be a female. But he comes to me with a pow. In my writing, it is not a gentle, loving voice, but it's this dude with a big ass sword. Boom. By my side. I will cut through obscurations. Whoa. That's the energy of Archangel Michael. And that is clear as day. And that's something I teach in automatic writing, not just who you can tune into by tuning the dial. So you can go to loved ones by tuning the dial. You can go to angels. You can go to guides. You can go to whomever, whatever, a teacher alive or deceased you can go to as well. But you can feel the energy behind it. And the energy behind Archangel Michael is this huge pow. All right. And now somebody's saying Metatron. Awesome. All right. Let me get to some water here. Ooh, from Ahana. Ooh, I've been trying to, it's spelled like our Hana. I've been trying to get any signs. All I get is numbers and feathers. Okay, Hana, we've got to talk. Hold on. It fell on the floor earlier today. Yes, I found this is not an eagle feather. It is a turkey feather. When a feather appears before you, what does it mean? Could mean you're hanging out with the birds. It means angels are by your side. If you are getting feathers, it means angels are by your side and it's time to put out prayers. If you've been getting numbers, particularly repeating digits, it means angels are by your side. It's a 2-step dance, Hana. Step 1, recognize they're by your side. Notice they're by your side. Feel they're by your side. Step 2, put out your request. Please. Your angels and guides, and now me. and I've got Rue energy. I'm gonna keep these guys by my side. Oh, I miss you, Rue. Put out your request. There's a rule in the angelic community. We talk about angels being on the unemployment line. They can't help us except on a real dire circumstance. Yanking the steering wheel when you're about to hit a bus. That they can do. Other than that, they can't do much until we ask for help. Ask for help. When they're putting out the numbers, when the feathers are falling out of the sky, it's saying, we're here with you. Almost a 777. We are here with you. What do you need? How can we help you? So, Hana, you are surrounded by love. You are surrounded by goodness. Put out the request now specifically for that. Somebody's Jane Doe saying feathers are awesome. Oh, so many beautiful comments in here. I miss Rue. Anna is putting out all these numbers. Jack, I thought feathers meant birds are dying. Birds molt. And so they throw off their old feathers for new feathers. Rue, in his short life, he was with us, 3 years? 3 years. It seemed like so much longer. He had two magnificent tail feathers that were identical. Then he had one super tall one, then another different one, and he was always changing and evolving. And so shedding feathers, gaining new feathers, shedding feathers, it was called molting, and gaining new feathers. But when those feathers come to us out of the blue, you know it ain't about you. You know it's not just that you tripped across a feather. Almost never see feathers, unless they're just this ratty, messed up thing on the ground, as being a feather. I see it as something dropped that here. And if you see one falling out of the sky and you look around and there ain't a bird above you, hello, your angels are by your side. And Hannah, I guess I could say last note. Learn a vehicle, learn a technique. I'm biased. You asked a carpenter what they're going to do, they're going to grab their hammer and nails. I am an automatic writing practitioner because it changed my life. I'm an automatic writing teacher because it changed my life. I'm an automatic writing writer because it changed so many people's lives. So find your own tool. Certainly can be automatic writing. Come join me Tuesday. Super easy to learn, but start that communication process with the other side. Automatic writing just happens to be one means that you can hear from the other side as well and get it down on paper. There are other techniques as well. So I'm not just saying do automatic writing. Do whatever you feel pulls on your heart and what may work for you. But when you're getting the feathers, you're getting the numbers, you get to find a vehicle to communicate and hear from them. And as I like to say, as clear as day. Take a few more questions and then go into meditation. Oh, lots of automatic writing questions tonight. Cool. I'll go for it. Allison, automatic writing, is it from angels? Is it from higher self? Is it from guides? It can be from all of the above, depending on how you want to tune the dial, depending on where you want to place your focus. You can certainly go to angels. You can go to angels on a specific task. You can go to angels on a specific part of life. You go to angels on an all-encompassing, your all-encompassing journey. You can go to angels on a very specific task. You can go to your higher self and say, higher self, you have a plan for me. I'm here doing the best I can. What is this plan? Why am I here? What is my path? What is my plan? What is my purpose? Why am I going through this stuff? Why does it feel like I need boots on, muckalucks right now to get through the mud? And your higher self can help share about this. Guides, you have guides that help you through anything and everything. You can call on very specific guides. You can allow for the right guides to step forward. You can go to them through automatic writing. You have what I call a chairman of the board, one person being entity who helps organize all other entities, angels, and guides to help you to step forward. Mine happens to be Hannah Bear's twin sister who passed away in utero or transitioned back to the other side in utero. Her name is Miraku. Hannah Bear calls her Miku and talks to her all the time. And Miku comes through every single day in my automatic writing and says, oh, I've got this, Daddy. I got Archangel Michael here. Will she speak for Archangel Michael? Yes, unless I'm doing a channeling with him, in which case he's like, boom. But she's like, I got the archangels here. I got Rue here. I got your grandparents here. Let me tell you what's going on. You can also, Allison, go to teachers anywhere, anytime. You can go to Ascendant Masters. You can go to Jesus. You can go to Buddha. You can go to Muhammad. You can go to whomever you want. And you can even go to people here in this lifetime. You can at least communicate with their higher self. How far you get is dependent on what they want to give you permission to hear. But you can learn languages, you can learn math, you can learn, oh my gosh, you can learn whole new ways of construction of the universe in automatic writing. And I've had so many people that I teach automatic writing to have become channels or mediums themselves. So professional ones. So you can tune into whomever or whatever, and you can even tune into other people's energies if they choose to let you. But there is no harm, certainly, in asking in automatic writing. Can someone explain what automatic writing is? Guys, I'm just going through the questions here. So my apologies if it seems like I'm doing a lot on automatic writing. This is from Gemini. Oh, beautiful name, Gemini. Can you explain what automatic writing is? It's a process where you go quiet. You take some deep breaths. You write out a prayer or two. You put out questions to the universe. and you put them out. Do I have a pen on this desk? I don't. I have one of Hannah Bear's pigs. We're going to use the pig pen. Oh, pig pen. There you go. Oh my God, pig pen. You put your pen to paper and you got it flowing. It can be nonsensical at first. And all of a sudden you see that words are coming out on the page before you, or you hear words and you're putting them down, but you're not really trying to transcribe. But you can ask questions about your day. You can ask questions about your life. You can ask questions about your health or what took place or why I got a hello stop sign ticket a kilometer from the house that we weren't apparently supposed to buy. Hello, it was saying stop, full stop. Oh. You can go into automatic writing, you put your pen on paper, and the words start to flow before you. You don't have to be a writer. You don't have to know how to write a darn thing. You don't have to be able to do anything. You don't have to have special skills. None of it. Heck, when I started doing it, I took a course on communicating with the Akashic Masters, the historians of the universe. And I'm writing this stuff that I totally didn't believe. In fact, I had to read it before the class. And I was aghast, horrified even. I felt my ego had stolen the ship. Didn't do it for another year and a half. Did it again, heard the same things. Didn't do it for another year. Did it again, heard the same things. Went to a past life regression, heard the same things and realized, oh, I've just got to suspend disbelief and just start writing and see what comes of it. And it completely changed my life and then went on. I did not choose to write automatic writing. I was coerced, cajoled, chased down. And at first I couldn't write it well. And it took me 3 times to get that book just right. Because the angels had so much to share. And I'm like, well, you got the wrong guy. And they're like, no, we got the right guy. I'm like, I'm not a channel. I'm not a medium. Turns out, Gemini, anyone, if I can do it, anyone. I was spiritual, but so intellect oriented. And even or especially I can do it. So you can do it too. But it's very simple. And I can teach it to you in the evening. You put that pen on the paper and literally, I could use a feather pen. The words will begin to flow as if automatically. All right. From Terry. After getting jacked up with all the energy, I'm guessing meaning from the full moons, will we stay there at a higher level or just come back down right away? Brilliant question, Terry. The energy is compounding at this time, so we get to ground. You don't get filled up with energy from the moon, and then you kind of come down to the earth, and you filled up and you come down. No, what happens is our state couples to another state, couples to another state, and couples to another state, always spiraling upwards. It's what we choose to do with this energy. So, for instance, in the School of Mystics, I'll be working with on Wednesday, okay, we get all this energy. How do we transform this energy into a grounding positive fuel? Because there's a big difference between playing with TNT and playing with something that's a lot more benign, like something you can plug into on your home outlet. How do we transform and transmute that energy? Because the energy ain't coming less and it ain't going down. Lots of ain'ts here. It isn't going down over the next few months. It's going to go up and up. But Terry, we can learn how to transmute or transform that energy. Now, I do feel it's important to ground, especially during this time. You will feel less weird and wonky after the next few days for sure, but it will still be inside of you. So the more you can ground during this time, the less that you come out of it kind of jittery, shaken, overwhelmed for what's to come in the next few weeks. And guess what? This isn't really, I'm not having to do a reading because of this, but you, Terry, and I aren't the only ones being shaken up by the energy. Everyone in the political system, every world leader, every this, every that. And so lots of stuff will start to pop in the next few weeks because everybody's dealing with this energy. And then we've got it again next month, and even more stuff will pop and even more stuff will pop by design to help shift us to that higher level. Tanya, with this moon, is there a superpower that us as sensitive, empathic, collective will have amplified more than usual? All of it. It's just learning how to, it's a brilliant question, Tanya. It's learning how to work with that. We all have super skills. We are all a Michael Jordan. I'm really dating myself now. A Michael Jordan of something that tends to come to the forefront during this time, or, it's a big or. Oftentimes, one clair dims down right before a supermoon or a big moon event, and another clear starts to come up. So you may have found that you're very clairvoyant, clear of sight, and all of a sudden you're not as seeing into the future so well, but you're hearing things. You become more clairaudient. So clairs are always ebbing and flowing of what we're most sensitive to at any particular time. And we have heightened sensitivity during this time. It's a question of which one is turned on the most. And that can be something that's both intentive, we can focus on it, and something that's attentive. Listen and see which one is taking place most at this time and ask for that to be amplified. Marcella. Hold on, more water. I'm having a very dry mouth tonight. And I'm just what I'm going to do is I'm going to read Marcella's question. I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to scan through the rest and see if there's one more that's in particular for everybody. Then we're going to do a meditation. And if you're in the northern latitudes, let's get you to bed early or on time tonight if we can. And I am certainly speaking to myself as well. Marcella Molina, the Dream Maker. What do you do to connect to this powerful moon and use its power as an amplifier? Intentionality, where you want to place your focus. And yes, you can have ceremony. Jessica and I will be doing it tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. But it's where you want to place your focus. And I can hear her in my head saying, we could even do ceremony tonight. You could do ceremony tonight. You can do ceremony tomorrow. You can do ceremony the next day. Where do you want to place your focus? All right. Ambergeddon, should I make a wish on the full moon tomorrow night? Of course, absolutely. Augie Kitchen, how do you get clear on something even better? Release it. So, okay, there was this gorgeous, amazing house that I thought was going to be ours, and it's not. Or who knows? Maybe that deal's going to fall through and they're going to ask us to have an even better deal. Who knows? Release it. Release the need for it to be a specific sort of way, and that makes space for the something even better. That's all we need to do is make space for it to come our way. Ooh, Alexandra, how can we go from doubting to trusting? Play. These are great questions, so I'm going for a few more. Play. Play with it. Okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, but I'll suspend disbelief from now. What have I got to lose? Nothing. What have I got to gain? Everything. Treat life as play. Jouer is what I'm hearing. Treat life as a game. Treat life not as something that you have to win or that you need to sew the winnings in your pocket or into your skin when you go to the other side. No. But simply play with it and see what comes of it. That's what I had to do with automatic writing. We got kicked off of Maui. Everything was going haywire, cattywampus for us. Jessica and I in her childhood bedroom, 8x10 room, twin mattresses on the floor, couldn't even register a car. And I said, I'm going to suspend disbelief and I'm going to do automatic writing each and every day. And I started to feel differently. And I started to feel better. And I started to get guidance. And I started this. And I started the show. Hello. And I started my coaching again. And I started my. And the doubt went to trust one little baby step at a time until it was overflowing with goodness and overflowing with, well, yeah, this stuff works. I'm speaking to you. I wouldn't be speaking to you if I wasn't doing automatic writing. I wouldn't be speaking to anybody. I'd be hiding in a closet. But you don't take my word for it. You take tiny little baby steps into it and watch it change and play with it. Just play with it. Oh, last question of the evening, and then we get into our meditation. This is from Lee Stubb. It's a great question. I think this is for anyone or for everyone. Any tips? And somebody saying it's the moon, you need more water. Beverly, thank you. Thank you. And I could not agree more. And yes, I just keep going for the water here tonight. And from Lee Stubb, any tips on focusing on what you want, dream of, without coming from a place of lack? I hear manifestation involves feeling as if we already have it. Hope that makes sense. All right. Yes, but. So there is this concept of, and there's some truth to it. But the universe is filled with paradoxes, this side and the other side. Or the joke is you don't get two spiritual people in a room and you have three different opinions. Here's the dealio. It is awesome to go for a place of I feel better or I feel like I already have it. It is awesome. It is great. And that is where I want you to focus your attention. And at the same time, you may feel like crap. You may feel like, I don't know how in the world to get this. I don't know if that's even possible. That's okay. That's not going to make it not happen. Still go back to focusing on what you want and ask for help. How many of us have gotten our prayers answered when stuff is going down and we go, help me. I can't take it anymore. You weren't going to saying, I need to feel like I already have it. No, you're going, stuff's going down. What do? I need help. That has emotion, energy and motion. Bring your energy to it, even if it's the energy of desperation and help. And of course, we want to try to get to that place of already having it, already feeling it, but bring your emotion to it. And you can't help but have something come out of it. Please note, bring your emotion to what you want. If you say, oh my God, I am flipped. That was a technical term. And you focused on how you're being flipped, you ain't going to get the help you need. If you feel like you're flipped and you say, oh my God, things are going so poorly. I need help right now. What I need is this. What I need is that. Guess what? That's energy and motion, and you're going to get the help you need. So don't get hung up on, I can't feel like I'm abundant right now. I can't feel like I have it right now. I can't feel like. Simply use that energy and set your intention for what you do want and call in the assistance for that. That's where you get to play the game. And Lee, I know you can do this. I know it. I know it. I know it. All right, quick sip of water. Then we're going to go into a meditation, and it may be a short one here tonight. And I am calling in. I've been wishy-washy on getting a chair. I really want a chair in here. I know I get to donate it to the house or donate it when we leave here in a few months. However, there's so many good things that I want to get done that I haven't taken myself to the store. But if I'm usually like this with my hands, and tonight I find myself holding onto the chair a bunch or just leaning forward, which means it's time to get a chair. So I'm putting that out there as part of my intention. How does it get any better than this? All right. A little bit of water. I'm looking at my desk. There's a chicken. There's 2 chickens on here. There's pig. There's a dog. There's a feather. And I can't help but laugh. I can't help but just laugh. Woof, woof. Oh, there we go. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof. Oh, I can't focus. There we go. All right. And I'm not talking about myself, talking about all the little fun things on this table. Are you feeling the goofiness? I want you to feel the goofiness. Goofiness is pure love. I want you to be goofy tonight, whatever that means for you. Life is too serious to take seriously. Life is too serious to take seriously. So have fun with it and play. Mista, those glasses are such a cool color. I like when things look out of sorts. Well, I didn't know my glasses look out of sorts, but thank you. And they are fun. And as my team knows, I've tried other glasses over the years, and I come back to yellow. They're just too much fun not to. And again, that's life is too serious to take seriously. All right. So let's do this. Let's close our eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath. You can hang on to the table like I'm doing. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. As you keep breathing in and out, I want you to imagine that we are in a giant circle all together as one. We can call it a giant full moon or supermoon of a circle. And so we breathe in, we hold hands with the person to our right, breathe out. We breathe in and hold on to the hand to our left, and breathe out. We breathe in together as one and out as one. In as one and out. And one more time, all together. In as one and out as one. Now, this isn't just any circle we have here tonight. This is a circle of intention. This is a circle of manifestation. This is a circle of bringing about whatever it is you desire in your life, or something even better. Now, first you notice in the center of this giant circle of us all linked and holding hands is this most amazing shimmering water. You can call it a pond, you can call it a lake, you can call it a small ocean, call it whatever you will, but this living, breathing water is shimmering with the light of the full moon, of the supermoon, blue moon, above us, before us, and in the water down beneath us. You can see it shimmering, you can see it sparkling, you can feel its energy, you can feel its power, and if you don't stare at too long, you can even feel its peace. Now, I don't want you to spend too much time staring at it. In fact, you can close your eyes, your inner eyes, that is. You can almost put shields up, but you can feel yourself basked and bathing in the energy of this full moon. But here's what I'd like you to do. You're by the water's edge for a reason. And I'd like you to look around you. Maybe it's on a beach. Maybe it's on the edge of this amazing pond or lake or ocean. But I want you to look for a small pile of stones. Do you see some stones there? Maybe some round stones. Maybe some round flattened stones. That'd be really, really cool for skipping if you wanted to. These stones are your hopes. They're your dreams. They're your whatever you desires. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick up a stone. And I'd like you to set intention. What does that stone represent to you? Maybe it's to have a new relationship. Maybe it's to have a better relationship. Maybe it's to heal a relationship. Maybe it's something completely different. Whatever it means to you, I want you to infuse this stone with that energy. Place it on your heart. Certainly, if you can, imagine you already have it. Give thanks for it. Rub it up and down on your chest by your heart. Kiss this stone and bless it. And then throw this stone into the reflection of the moon there before you, knowing you're giving your hopes, your dreams, your prayers to the moon to bring it back to you. See it go splash. Feel that energy. Now I'd like you to pick up another stone then. I'd like you to do the same thing. In fact, you can hold the stone up above you. You can say, this stone represents pure and total goodness and whatever it is I desire. Put it on your heart. Massage it on your heart. Soak up that energy. Kiss that stone, bless it, and throw it with all your heart, stone and might into that reflection of the moon before you. Breathe in, embody that hope and dream. Breathe out, know that it shall be so, or something even greater. And then you can do this many, many times, more times on your own. But with us together, all as one here right now, pick up one more final stone. What is one more thing you would like? What is one more thing that is on your heart? Maybe it's about yourself. Maybe it's about your family. Maybe it's about your children. Maybe it's about your state, your country, your planet, all of humanity, whatever it is. I want you to put this stone up to the heavens, which means between you and the moon. And I want you to bless this stone. I want you to infuse this stone with the pure goodness of whatever it is that your heart desires. Put it on your heart. Massage it on your heart. Massage, 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 massage. Kiss that stone. Bless it and throw it into the moon. And by that, I mean the shimmering moon reflecting on that water before you. Breathe in. Breathe out. And know that it is so. For your highest good. For the highest good of all. Or something even better. Now you can stay in the state and you can play with this huge pile of stones. I'm picturing the penguins, or was it the movie Happy Feet where they show all the penguins, that the stones that the penguins have. You can keep throwing stone after stone. It's perfect. Put it all out there to the universe. Put it all out there to the moon. Or you can come back. We can say goodnight. I can send you lots of love. I'd love for you to join me on Tuesday. We'll put the link there. We'll put a coupon code. I didn't even mention we have the daily woohoo. It's free every single day. I bring your energy up, 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 and way up through my automatic writing, but I share it with you each and every day at the highest level. And that's free. Go to dailywoohoo.com. You can pick that up as well, and I'll be there in your mailbox. Not quite in the morning right now because our assistant is on the West Coast. That's Ann Bear. I love you, Ann, but you'll be getting that by midday each and every day without fail. And then, of course, join the School of Mystics. We're your homies. We're your friends. We're your family. We come together all as one to shift our energy to a higher level so that we can look down at everything going on in the world, but we are not stuck in everything going on in the world below. In fact, we're living life from a higher level, more awake, more aware. Somebody just said Saint Germain Bear. I love it. And yes, there is the violet blue flame of Saint Germain. Join the School of Mystics, and you're just vibrating at a higher level. I lost my train of thought with Saint Germain Bear because that was just way too cool. I'm scanning through to see if there's anything else. I just, Joyce, thank you for all that you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aya Bear, thank you. Ann Bear, thank you. Dream Team, thank you. You, thank you. And lots of love. Emily Ward, love you, love you, love you. Mary, love you. Everybody here. Susan, love you. Love you guys. Samantha, love you. Jackie Rubio, love you, love you, love you. I'm without words. Let's go play with the moon, shall we? Let's go play with the moon. But again, on me to the moon. Da, 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 da. Please just don't stare at the moon too long, or you're going to feel a mighty little bit icky. And let's get you the rest that you need. All right. Keep on shining bright. And now I will put on music by my award-winning sister, literally, Ayla Ray, to take you to the moon. I love you so, so much. Keep on shining bright. And truly, I think I saw Mia here too. How does it get any better than this? So many beautiful souls here tonight. I love you guys so, so much.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears they rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations. Shine, hold the sunlight on your chest and smile. Look to the sky, let your spirit shine brightly, shine brightly. Oh, shine. Share the magic deep in your soul. Feel glitter around you. Live your greatest truth. Catch those dreams, swimming beside you. Yours for the taking. No